13,200 parts per billion was the highest amount of lead that they found coming into my home. Hazardous waste is 5,000. And because of these numbers and because of not signing the contract that the city wanted me to sign, I have a $1,000 water bill with the city of Flint.
So why don't you talk about what they wanted you to sign?
Well, let's back it up for a minute.
Okay.
I was going into different meetings, and I had spoken with Walling, mayor at the time, Mayor Walling.
Can you tell us about Walling? You had a meeting with him. What kind of a guy is Walling?
What I thought he was and what he turned out to be are two totally different people. He seemed very interested. He seemed very concerned. He kept telling me if anything changed to let him know that, you know, he was thinking about my family and that, you know, he would do whatever he could to help my family because of the high numbers of leads that were coming in from the city testing at this point. April 2nd, 2015, we found out about my son's lead poisoning, and we weren't drinking the water at that point, but we were flushing the water. We had to flush the water for 25 minutes before we could wash dishes, wash laundry, take showers. So if your lead is actually high enough, you can actually inhale it. And my son with a compromised immune system wound up with lead poisoning. And I immediately took that down to Walling's office because he had asked me to do that if anything had changed. And he was gone for the holiday. I was then sent up to legal to fill out paperwork, which was never my intention. And they wanted me to put a number in for my son's lead poisoning. And the exact phrase was, you can put $1 million in there and we'll review this and get this taken care of. And I just kind of looked at the lady and was like, how do you put a number on your child being poisoned? And I'm not here for that purpose. I'm here to find out, what are you going to do now to protect my family? So they sent me down to Howard Croft's office, who was the utilities director. He was not in there at the time, but Doherty Johnson, aka Duffy, was in there. And Duffy made the decision to hook my family up to garden hoses to my neighbor's home because they kept blaming the lead on my service line. So at that point, that was supposed to be a 3 to 4 day hookup, and they were supposed to come in and replace the line. They kept blowing us off. They had told my neighbor and had told me that neither one of us were going to get charged for this. Howard Croft had told me that to not pay my bill, that they were going to zero out my balance because of the amount of lead that was coming into my home.
What kind of a bill were you looking at?
At that point, it was like $600.
And over what time of period? $600.
3 months, 2.5, 3 months. We were still paying on the bill, but at that point, we were told to stop because of the testing.
Did they give that to you in writing, or are they just verbally?
No, the only thing they gave me in writing is the contract they wanted me to sign.
So they didn't put it in writing. You don't have to pay your bill.
Nope.
So they verbally said. Did they ever say we never said that? Or
oh yeah, they've said that, and they also told my neighbor the same thing after she was gracious enough to let us hook up a garden hose to her home and, you know, supply my family with water. And the hose that they used actually caused us to all develop a rare staph infection.
The city, did the city supply you with the hose?
They supplied us with the hose. The hose split because it froze. They told us they hooked up another hose. And when that hose was hooked up, apparently it wasn't a potable hose. And
wait a minute. What kind of a hose?
Potable.
Potable. What's the potable hose?
Potable means that it's good for cooking and drinking.
The hose is been certified to be okay for cooking and drinking.
Yes. Like regular garden hoses, like the green garden hoses, the black, those are not certified for cooking and drinking. I didn't know this at the time, but you have to, when you do a hookup like that, it has to be with a potable hose.
Okay.
So then this drug on for 2 weeks, and they were basically ignoring phone calls and going down there to find out what was going on.
Where was Mayor Walling at this point? He was a nice guy. He said, I'm really interested in listening to your story, really concerned about your family. I know he was away for the holidays. When he came back, did he give you a call just to check in to see how you're doing?
Told by his office from Maxine in his office that he would call me that Monday because it was the weekend of Easter, and Monday never came. I'm still waiting for Monday.
So he never gotten back in touch with you?
Nope, I've not spoken to him since before I took paperwork down to his office.